Hello and welcome to the Do Something Indie Show. I'm your host, John Schmitz, and we have another good guest for you. I mean, I know you just keep that. Where do you keep finding these good guests? Hey, we got a lot of local talent, and I just want to take a second to say, hey, thanks for tuning in, and go back and watch some of our other shows because we are building up a good library of shows of people that are doing good things for Indianapolis. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's go check out this interview and see who's on the show tonight. Hi, this is John Schmitz for Do Something Indie, and I have yet another special guest in studio here that's doing things in Indiana and Indianapolis. But, you know, she started out in Indiana, but then went somewhere else and then is back because you just can't stay away from Indy, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to let her introduce herself and give a little bit of background, and I'm probably going to ask a couple more questions.
Okay, fantastic. My name's Haley Lawrence. I am back in Indianapolis about 4 years now. I left here when I was 17, thinking never to return. I went to college in Los Angeles and spent 15 years in New York City, Tokyo 3 years, and moved to London where my husband lives. He's English. Well, he lives here now with me.
English? Has he got an English accent?
He does.
Yes.
And the kids have lost theirs, unfortunately, which is really sad.
Well, that's like Lisa's kids used to be from the South. They lost their Arkansas accent. So, yeah, sometimes that's good. Yeah, Lisa drinks a little wine, that accent comes out. If we go down south for a few days, that comes out. So, but that's like, so you've been like a world traveler. Now, what took you to those places?
Well, I did. It's really funny.
Airplane.
Yeah, exactly. When I was young, I wanted to be an acrobat. That's what it was back then. And I wanted to do acting. So eventually I did my first TV commercial here when I was 17. And I was hired because of my dog, and it was for dog thermometers. And Pierre with my dog.
I'm sorry.
I know.
That's
and
good.
I kind of lied and said he would follow me anywhere and he'd swim. And so we did the commercial on a swing set. We went swimming in the pool and we did all this stuff together. And that was my first commercial.
And the dog went on to fame and
exactly. So when I finally managed to get to LA, and that was my dream and my goal, it was hard getting there, trust me. So I finally made it there. And I did. That's where I started doing acting and modeling, was in LA when I was going to school. Got my master's degree in psychology and then moved to New York City.
That's odd. I have a master's degree in psychology as
Oh,
well.
do you?
Yeah, I know.
Where did you go?
I went to University of Rockies after the Great Depression in 2008. I don't know if you remember that. But I had nothing else to do, so I got online, got a master's degree, did my thesis here at Marion, Exercise and Depression. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I actually did a thesis. So.
Fit in perfectly.
Yeah, because I was like, you know, I knew that it worked, but then you have to prove it. So
Yeah, that's
164 pages later in a year of my life, I got it done.
So I was very fortunate. I got mine from Pepperdine, and they did not require a thesis. They,
Well,
they had a comprehensive exam, and they had you do some other papers and things.
I had that option.
Yeah, I took
and
that.
you know me,
I
I
took
just
that.
love taking the hard way to do things. So. But yeah,
that.
see, this is what you learn in these interviews.
Yeah.
You know, you learn new stuff about cool people. And when I first met you, that was at your event.
VoiceBox.
VoiceBox, yeah.
Yes. So I'm doing a show. It came out of Chicago. My girlfriend that I met on a commercial audition in New York City. She then became an actress, moved to LA. Well, anyway, she's in Chicago now. She started VoiceBox with Chicago with the lead singer of Jefferson Airplane, Kathy Richardson.
Okay.
So VoiceBox is storytelling with a twist, a musical twist.
Okay.
So we have featured storytellers, and then we have a singer who will interpret a song based on the stories.
Yes, and I was just lucky enough to get to go. My wife knew one of the storytellers at the last event.
Yes.
And she says, I come home at like 4:30 and she said, hey, we're going to this thing, remember? I'm like, okay. So I go and it's like really cool. And then Allison Victoria was there.
Yes, she's amazing.
She did a great job, and I'd seen her at a couple other events. So I was like, this is going to be cool. And so she had open mic night. You know, I was shy.
Very
I
shy.
got up there. But it's a really good event, and that was in Fountain Square
At the Dugout Bar.
the Dugout, and
The third Tuesday of every month.
Tuesday.
So basically 5 featured storytellers, and then we do open mic.
Yep.
So I'm always looking for new storytellers.
And musicians, right?
And musicians. I have, next month is Melissa Sandulo, and she might be doing it for a few months in a row. I'd like to try having the same singer for a few months. Allison Victoria will definitely be coming back.
If she's not too famous by then.
Oh, well, she will be someday.
She just has that.
If you get a chance, look her up online. And she actually, I'm trying to get her to come back as a storyteller next month.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I have a call out to her because she asked if she could even, be a storyteller. Any singer songwriter, I think, they make fantastic storytellers.
Oh yeah. I mean, you tell it to music,
Yeah,
just like
absolutely.
So well, and it was a great event. So your next one is the fourth or third Tuesday,
Of February.
February, and that you don't have a venue picked yet.
It's still at the Dugout.
Oh, still at the dugout.
It's still at the Dugout. We're a little confused about March because St. Patrick's Day falls on our Tuesday, and at the Dugout Bar, obviously, that is one of their bigger nights.
If you don't have all
So we
Irish
have to-
storytellers
yeah, exactly.
night, that's maybe
No.
where you could go with that.
So we have to switch the week for
You're right.
March.
Okay. So yeah, and now where's a website or
You can go. It's on Facebook,
Facebook?
and landing page VoiceBox Indie.
VoiceBox
and I
Indie.
sponsor it, which I'm the Fearless Leap.
The Fearless Leap?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Fearless Leap.
So-
and so I'm doing the storytelling for the VoiceBox Indie, and then I have another show called Listen to Your Mother.
Listen to Your Mother. I
Indeed.
never. That's something I had a hard time with. So,
Well,
is this similar to like
it-
Listen to Your Mother? Is this
I-
like mothers telling kids what to do? Or
Sort of, but not really. I have the license rights to this show that a woman named Amy Enmig created, and I put on a show with 12 to 15 storytellers, and they can tell stories, giving motherhood a microphone. So they can tell stories about anything that has to do with mothers, not having a mother, anything. I look for diversity of story, transgender, anything that's unique. It can be a tandem story. And last year we had, it was the first show, and it was at Indie Fringe. We sold out 2 shows, which was really fantastic.
yeah, and that's going to be in May.
May 9th.
May
the day
9th.
Yes, the day before Mother's Day, and it's going to be, fingers crossed, at the Madam Walker.
Ooh,
which-
Madam Walker, the big time. I got
know.
like big time guests on here. I mean,
Yes.
you gotta be happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing those couple of things,
Mm-hmm.
and so what do you do for real life or whatever? Are you doing other things, or is this?
Well, no, I'm a coach and trainer, so I do
Okay. I knew
workshops, and
there
I
was
have
more.
individual clients, and I do a lot of different type of workshops. And one of the areas that I'm really trying to cultivate is using extreme sports. Like I used to do in London, I did workshops using the flying trapeze as a tool for personal development.
Okay.
So I'm lined up a trapeze in Bloomington, and so I'm just working out the logistics on doing some corporate workshops and individual workshops dealing with your story, with a story that we tell ourselves about, I can't do this, or, really how to use your story to get past things.
And a lot of people, I ask them to do this or do that, and they say, I can't. And I always
Mm-hmm.
tell people, you can do 9 times more than you think you can. And I was just talking to somebody today, so I'm really good at talking to people into doing stuff, like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't do it. So where would we find that information? Is that?
Well, everything's on the Fearless Leap.
Okay, the Fearless Leap.
The Fearless Leap. So I have Listen to Your Mother, and I did not mention, but Listen to Your Mother is a nonprofit. It's a charitable arm, and I support Pass the Torch for Women Foundation,
Okay.
which is a fantastic mentoring program. And I'm very excited to support them again this year as I'm a mentor for them. And I will be looking for sponsorship, of course, as always.
Well, and that's why you're here. We're trying to get
the
some sponsorship. Come on, make it worth her while to come into this show. One sponsor, just
Yeah.
one. That's all.
So sponsorship, and then we'll be doing a raffle. And 100% of the money from the raffle will go to Pass the Torch as well.
All right, I'm telling y'all, women are going to take over the country, and I'm glad because I just want to sit back and watch my football game.
Hey, my husband hears you there.
I haven't watched one football game this year, I don't think. So,
So you're not watching this weekend?
I don't know. I probably will just because I would, the guilt would set in if I didn't at least watch one game. But yeah, I joked about saying I watched as many presidential debates as I did playoff games. And it's like,
that's
which was
yeah.
0, and
Yeah.
and I felt good about both. So, but I'll tell you what, you are busy.
I am busy.
And I know that you're probably wondering why I have this shirt on. I mean, this is actually this backstory of this. She's been all around the world and all that, but she actually went to Southport High School, and I went to Perry Meridian, which were sort of rivals back in the
Yeah.
day. And we pretty much know a lot of the same people, so it's one of those deals we start talking. So-and-so? Yeah, I know so-and-so.
Yeah.
But this is my freshman football jersey, and I used to have pads.
Who saves this stuff?
I'll tell you what, I don't remember how I could get. I was just like, I was skinny now. I was like a pencil when I was. So I used to be able to get pads under this, and I don't think my whole time our football team beat Southport.
Probably
we
not.
were
No, we were
terrible.
basketball.
I don't care what it was. Whenever we
Was our
played
big-
Southport, we lost.
Yeah.
When I was there. Now,
Yeah.
it was not years like that. So I just thought that was, what Stephen Wright says, it's a small world unless you have to paint it.
That's true.
So-
And I think this is pretty interesting that it's in as good a shape as it is.
Yeah, and you know
It's,
what? These were, back in the day, they passed them down, and this was the end of its life. So this was probably started, see, Perry was split from Southport in, 73 or 5 or something
I
like
don't
that? So this would have been 70. So they usually had the jerseys for 3 or 4 years, and then
Mm.
they either give them to you or sell them. This wasn't my number. This was just the one I got that they gave me. So,
okay.
but I kept it. I got my letter sweater somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So this was, as soon as I found one thing, I was like, this is it. I'm putting it on and we're going. But, Stephen Wright has good bad jokes or funny jokes, but I always like to incorporate a bad dad joke in the show. And these are,
Okay, let's
you
give it to me.
Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, this is a little out of season 2 because
Okay.
it's getting warmer out, and this is sort of a Christmas one, but this is what I got for you. So did you hear about the elf that had a limp?
The elf with a limp.
Yep, had a limp.
No.
Had to walk with a candy cane. Terrible, isn't it? It's terrible.
Good job.
I just thought of that one yesterday. Can you tell? I have a lot of work on
Hey, I
that.
think that's not bad.
Yeah, well-
And let me tell you, by the way, he was absolutely amazing on the open mic. Really, really good. In fact, I'm going to try to get you to come and be one of the storytellers, because you did. You had everyone in stitches.
I got a story I got a lot of stories, but I loved your theme. Nothing's going to stop us now.
That was a
I
very
mean, it
good
was
theme.
like, wow, that's just like, I told a story about the second grade, which we just had that on reading boot camp
Mm-hmm.
about taking the 2 toughest years of my life was second grade, and I got held back because of cursive writing, and now you hear
Mm. Yeah.
they don't have it, so
Yeah.
I started out that way, but
It was a great story.
But I have, I say people may not like me, but they can't find me not interesting.
That is
Or
so true.
If you ever watched the Red Green show, if women don't find you handsome, they'll find you handy. So,
Hey, I like that.
so yeah, but I look forward to that.
Yes,
and
and,
I look forward to coming to your next event.
Well,
and-
the next one is February, which the theme is Wasteland Baby by Hosier.
okay,
And so there's a theme every single month. so
Wasteland Baby. So
it's about love, actually. It doesn't seem
that
like
love
it.
thing.
Yeah, I had to look up the lyrics myself because I was thinking, okay, but it's what happens when you fall in love. Sometimes it's a step out of the comfort zone.
it definitely has a vast
Yeah,
array
okay,
of storytelling in
yeah,
that.
that one,
That would
yes.
be, that's
Yeah.
for another day.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you for inviting
and
me. Nice to
it's
see you
just
again.
good to catch up, and I'm
Yeah.
surprised we probably crossed paths at one of the high school parties or whatever.
Many,
but I
many
think we're
years
always worried about getting caught drinking. I don't know about you, but so we're
Those
like
were the
low
days.
profile,
Those were the
and then
days.
we never talk to each other. It's like standing in the corner, don't talk to me. So sort of like social media these days. So, but thanks for tuning in.
Thank
Go
you.
to these events. If you need a coach, she's good. She'll coach you through it. She's got trapezes. And if you're scared of heights or whatever, just scared of anything, she can coach you through it. So thanks for tuning in. Check us out on the next show, Wednesday, 8 p.m. See?
Thank
on
you.
take. Well, I really enjoyed talking to Haley. She really has a lot of stories, experience, and we talk quite a bit off the camera about things. It's just like, wow. It's just been so much fun meeting new people and getting to know them and seeing what they're doing. And I just love to see people doing things, especially for our city and especially for others. And that's a good example of somebody, if you need some coaching and maybe you want to ride on that trapeze, or maybe you can come over and help me get out of this freshman jersey because it's a little tight. But anyway, I appreciate you watching. Catch us next week, 8 p.m. Wednesday. Tune in. Tell your friends. Hey, it's growing. See you next time.